Like off that small little sample size, what made the difference between you saying those leads were way better than December and January?
I mean, they did not nag on price at all. They knew exactly what they wanted. It was a quick phone call. Communication was clear. There was no confusion about anything. They tipped. They loved the services.
Welcome back to the Detailing Business Class podcast, where you'll learn proven tactics and strategies on sales, marketing, and operations to grow your business. I'm your host, Oscar Gill, and my goal is to elevate you as a detailer and business owner to the next level. In this episode, we talked to Angel, and he has a very specific question of why he was able to make a certain amount of money for the month of February while doing the least amount of details. So we'll kind of break down his numbers on why he was able to do that, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit about what he's doing moving forward to make sure he's able to make more money while doing less vehicles. And if you're interested in learning how we've grown our business to over $10,000 per month, then you can click the link in the show notes or go to detailclass.com and sign up for the free training where I take you through the full process of how I started my business, the struggles that I went through, the pivotal moment that changed my business and how I was able to book out my calendar, and how we continue to grow our business. You can click the link in the show notes or in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, or just go to detailclass.com and register for the free training. Let's go ahead and get started with this episode. And welcome back to a new podcast episode. We have the winning trio, the back-to-back champions here, Mr. Lex Diaz and Angel Bautista over here. So Angel actually had a question of me, and I said, hey, we could just turn this into a podcast episode. But before we get started, we have to do something very important today, and we have to mention one thing that we're grateful for. Angel, what are you grateful for in life?
Today, I feel like through all the hecticness that happens in life and stuff like that, definitely I've learned that, just take it day by day and you'll get to where you want to be. So I'm thankful for it today.
Excellent. Beautiful. Lex, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for just being alive and being able to function as a normal, fully functional human. What I mean by that is like I have 2 arms, 2 hands,
Beautiful.
10 fingers,
Beautiful.
2 legs.
Beautiful.
I'm able to see,
Beautiful.
hear, talk, all
Beautiful.
that. People that don't have that.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Grateful for that.
Yeah, thank you. That's a beautiful one. I'm grateful for just having the greatest people I can have around me right here. You guys, my family. No, but really, I do that every morning. It's just a good thing because I think that a lot of people kind of miss is that like gratefulness doesn't come from after. Most people are grateful after this big thing, this big race, this thing that, I got this new gift, this new car. But, like you said to him or to you both, it's just your life. That should be enough to be grateful for everything, Even when things aren't going well for you, even when things seem that they're against you or that you're like, why is life not good for me, but for everyone else? Everyone else is going through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just good to be grateful, even with the smallest things. All right, so Mr. Angel, yet again, you're the one that starts another podcast. What is the question that you had that you asked? Or just kind of break down the whole context. Yeah, what happened? I saw the story.
Okay.
But break down the story and whatever.
Yeah, I'll talk about that. So I woke up this morning and then I figured I'll check my Square account, which I'm sure everyone knows what that is. That's basically where I run my transactions and run my business from. So I wanted to look at my previous month's revenue, so February. So I went ahead and I took a look and I saw that I had made $970 in revenue, which is less than I'm used to. Every month prior to that was anywhere between $1,500 or $1,700. So every other month was consistently $1,500 or more. And I was like, whoa, well, let's see what happens. So I started looking at the transactions and I noticed that I made $970 only off of 4 sales. So I was like, interesting. So I took a look at the sales, and one of the sales was 400, one was 100, one was 180, and the final one was 260 for a grand total of 970 for that month. And I was like, whoa, well, this is interesting. I made less revenue, but I only serviced 4 vehicles. So then I was like, so am I working less and making more, or do I just have less work?
Do you know how much you were making when it was like when you made $1,500?
I'd have to look.
Yeah, because like we'll keep it real loose. Yeah, because you're asking, is that okay? Like, because you were concerned, or not concerned, but your concern was, how did I almost make 1,000 with only doing 4 details?
Yes.
Whereas the other ones, you're doing more details.
Much more, yeah.
Okay, by much more, just give me. So that was 4. How many did you usually do? Like 8?
Probably in the other months. Some of the months where I took a look at the sales, some of them were like 11 or 12 details. And
Okay. Let's call it. Let's call it 10 to keep it even.
Sure.
So let's say on the 1,500. Well, that's okay. So let's say it's pretty easy math though. But yeah, so we'll look at your average ticket price. So if you're making 1,500 the other days and you did 10 details, that's 150 per detail.
That's funny because that's actually like really, really close to the average that Square says. Yeah.
Yeah, and then 970 divided by 4, you're averaging 242.
Whoa.
So technically, yeah, like you were making more per detail. This was in February, the 970? Oh, this is February?
February.
Yeah, so you were making more per detail in February than you were in your other months. Did you attribute that to anything? Like what? Like so contextually to you, those are higher ticket items, right?
Yes.
Because for instance, just for how it goes, for us, as you know, like a full interior cleaning is 240, right? So that is like average to a high ticket item for us, as you know, is like a $900, $1,200, $1,400, $1,800 detail. But for you, it's 240. But I'm saying like that's cool because to you that's a high ticket, and that's fantastic. Like that's not a right or wrong. For you, contextually, right now where you are in your business, that is a high ticket item for you, and that's great.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. So, with that being said, were the services that much different? Like, what were these? Because like objectively speaking, February, all the like they all were. And if you really look at it, it was all thrown off by this $400 one. This is the one that's carrying everything. Like for instance, because we could have a bunch of like, if you have one super high ticket service, so like let's say all of our details are 200, and then you have that one detail that's 2,000, that will literally make everything else be a higher average ticket because you have one that's carrying the weight of all. So the real question is like, what was this 400 and what was this $260 details? What were these two? So
do tips matter no, right?
I would not account for it. No,
okay.
Don't account for it. Is that accounting for it?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, don't account for tips. Yeah.
Okay. So the 400, that was I'm gonna use y'all's terminology. That was a full interior clean and a wash and wax. I believe the full interior was 220, and then the wash and wax was 180.
Nah, hey, those are our prices now.
That's right.
Okay, fantastic.
The 100 was a premium wash on a pickup truck.
Okay.
The 180 was a FIC, and then the 260 was also a FIC.
Okay, are you used to charging 260 though for a FIC? Or for everyone listening, a FIC is full interior cleaning. We abbreviated.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Am I used to charging that?
Yeah. Or was this a little out of the ordinary as well?
That was like one of the that was a lead from Google, and that was probably one of the first times where I quoted accurately.
Okay. That's fair. So on the other ones, were those mostly like? No, because you were doing, from what I remember, some of those were like wash and waxes as well, right? Mm-hmm. But were you just charging kind of lower as well back then?
Whoa.
By back then, last month? Or
I mean,
2 months of January, were you charging a little lower? Like, did you actually have a price change though from December, January, and then February?
For sure.
Like, legitimately, like, now I'm gonna charge a bit more now.
For sure, on the full interior clean. Because for sure, last month I was not charging $260 for a FIC.
What about on this 400?
That one was 220.
And I'm saying, was that higher as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So objectively, you did raise your rates then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So as far as, is that bad? I mean, first of all, like in any business at any time, it's gonna fluctuate up and down. Like it. So again, like if you try to look at it, if you look at it day by day, right? It'll look something like this, right? Let's say those are your sales, right? It's gonna look like that. Yeah. One day it'll be really low. One day it's kind of mid. One day it's back low. One day it's really low. One day it's really high. So if you look at it day by day, you're going to be like, you'll literally have stress because you're like, oh, fantastic. I'm on top of the world. What the heck? Oh, what? My business going down. Oh, this is the best day of my life,
Yeah.
So if you look at it day by day, well, I don't recommend you looking at it day, but it's too granular. But as long as a big picture view, as long as your revenue is always doing this, creeping up, you're good. So day by day, and like if this is like a, yeah, just not to get too into the weeds of it, but yeah, if as long as it's creeping forward all the way, like as long as it's always going up in a general up direction over a long period of time, it's fine.
Nice.
Any other questions specific about that?
No, not much. It was just interesting to see how how that worked as far as like how much I was able to charge and stuff.
Yeah, but it goes to show, like if you just raise your rates, like all things are equal, and it goes to show like let's say, okay, so you literally did half the work that you typically do, and you only missed your minimum goal by, well, okay, still like $600, but you literally did half the work that you normally do just by charging more.
And also something that was new this month, which to me was like a really, really big accomplishment. 3 out of 4 of those details were leads from my online website.
From your website.
For the exception of the $100 for the pickup truck, that was a maintenance client.
Now, so that's a good one. Through website, through SEO.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys want to, I'm just kidding. do my pay. So with this one, did you notice a difference in the quality?
All of them.
Of the lead?
All of them.
Even the one that didn't. Yeah. So break it down. So like, okay, real quick. So in January and December and January, where the most, because you said you did 11, so that means you had at least like 15 people call you in January, December, in December, January. So compare and contrast those two. Like why do you feel, because you only had 4 customers last week. So how can you tell the difference?
I mean, just
like off that small little sample size, what made the difference between you saying those leads were way better than December and January?
I mean, they did not nag on price at all. They knew exactly what they wanted. It was a quick phone call. Communication was clear. There was no confusion about anything. They tipped. They loved the services.
Okay, versus call it back in December. Is there more like hassle and tassel between the talking and like, nah, buddy, can you do this? No, we can't do that. Well, can you do this or what?
So they weren't all from my online website. So a lot of them was me calling clients, maybe trying to book it in for this day. More of like a sales game, I guess you could say. Not really, but it was more of me calling. 3 of them were maintenance clients. And then the other ones were like, I probably wasn't charging what I wanted to charge. But I mean, it's revenue for me. I mean, and even then now, I think I've gotten to a point where even if I don't charge what I want to, it's still way more than what I was charging way before then.
Yeah.
So even if, like, does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Even if I'm not charging what I want, it's still like, okay, I'm still charging. Like, I'm not lowballing myself. I'm still charging.
As for what you were doing.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me ask you then, what is the difference between making that small incremental shift between charging super cheap to like kind of charging okay to why don't you just charge all the way right now?
Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, like why don't you?
Well, I do now.
Now you say now in February.
After that,
or last month.
Yeah, after that month kind of just like, okay, it gave me the confidence to say, there's people out there that are willing to pay this for my services.
Yeah.
So this has to be the baseline now.
These
are my prices now. And it's funny you say that. I actually updated everything on my website.
Oh, good, yeah. Because now the main thing that you have to play is like now you just need to get more of those people in. Like that's the thing. Like the pricing is set, you'll get those customers, but now you just need those kind of customers coming into your business on a more frequent basis.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a quick episode. We'll just end right here. Pretty easy. Have you started sipping already?
Yeah.
We're all about to work out right now. It's 5:15. I think that's Danny that just opened up the gate.
All
right. Whoa, that's what that was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It'll pick it up. Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, sounds good. We'll end it right here. What are you hitting today?
Chest.
You?
Legs.
I'm hitting chest as well. Danny's also, actually, I don't know. His hand's been messed up this whole past like month.
Oh.
Anyways, all right. Sounds good, everybody. Thank you, Angel. Good question. We'll talk to everyone in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.